Oh, what is that?
AMS tune going in. That's all the way down. Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Woo. When I bid live and won probably the cheapest clean title, no accident R35 GTR in the entire country, I was pretty excited.
I won it, a red GTR.
But when I saw this car for the first time in the auction lot, I got a little nervous.
And it wasn't because the transmission wouldn't shift into second gear, which is why the GTR sold so cheap. It was things like this. United States Street Racing Permit?
Okay, well, that's not a good sign. It's got a hole in the seat.
Wow, this is a horrible install. It also had some poorly done black accents like all over the place.
Now, unfortunately, these were all signs that maybe my GTR wasn't treated the best, but
after getting it back to the shop, I was able to get the car to shift by resetting adaptations and cleaning out the valve body. I found a new built transmission. I verified the car really had 38,000 miles and not 62,000 miles like the auction listed. I compression tested the engine, checked and replaced all of the fluids, inspected the frame and the underbody, and things were looking so good. So we got baseline dyno numbers at Cannonball, tested out launch control, and the car performed perfectly. But the best test has been driving this car for the last few weeks. I've put over 600 miles on it with no issues at all.
This car has great bones and I'm totally in love with it, which means I'm gonna go all out. I'm only gonna use the best parts on my GTR and work with the best companies in the country to make this truly special. And that all begins right now with the tuning twins here at AMS Performance. All right, Miles and Jake, the tuning twins, have already pulled my GTR into AMS. And it's kind of cool. We have another red GTR there, but there is mine, and this is what we're installing. So if you guys remember in the last video, we found out that the tune was locked by a previous tuner. That's a very typical thing to do. They don't want anyone stealing their tune, but that really doesn't matter for me because Miles and Jake at AMS are gonna be rewriting a tune for me, and they're gonna unlock the ECU, so we're in full control. And these guys are just slightly qualified to work on my GTR. They tune some of the fastest ones in the whole world. We're talking 6-7 second GTRs. So this is basically child's play. So all this is a Bluetooth adapter and an easy to use phone app. Now, of course, you need a really good tuner to upload a tune, which is what they just did now. So now we're in full control. Check out everything we can do.
Is there valet mode?
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
Valet mode, we can toggle that on.
What does that do exactly?
It's going to limit the throttle. It's going to limit max RPM. I mean, they're not going to be able to do anything fun if you drop this off at valet. They're going to try and rev it and shoot flames or whatever they think it's going to do. Nope. But yeah, so if we go in here, we'll start off map switching. So you're gonna have like an eco, which is gonna basically be like stock or even lower power, close to stock power, medium power, and then full beans.
Oh wait, and then that's switching right there.
Yep, so as we switch here, it also indicates on the tachometer. So map 1 is 1,000, map 2, 2,000, so on, so forth.
Oh, nice.
You can switch maps in the app here, or if you just hold cancel for a second, and then click up and down.
There
so
we go.
If you don't want to enter in here, you can click up and down, select your map, you can hit cancel or just wait 2 seconds and go back, ready to go.
Wow, that is so cool.
We also have launch control settings, so we can actually set this, what launch control RPM do I want. Typically, stock car, you don't need a ton of RPM. We can start there, and then this is gonna set the boost, max boost in each gear, well, in each mode. So like eco mode, you can set your max boost, low, medium, high. So we just crank that all the way out of the way. Traction control. So now it's gonna have a ECU based traction control system. If anybody's familiar with just basic OEM traction controls, as soon as it slips, it just kills all power. The GTRs are pretty good, but I mean, the Accutech ECU based traction control, it's gonna be almost like seamless. You don't even feel the traction control kick in, but it's keeping you from blowing the tires off and doing a huge burnout. But if you want to do a huge burnout, you just turn that off, go over here, turn your traction control all the way off, and have fun.
Good thing I got that built trans, right?
DTCs. This is really cool. Virtually every module in this car is going to show if you have codes like BCM, transmission. Let's see what it is in there. That's probably, oh, that's just because we flashed it. Launch statistics, only 2 launches. That's crazy.
That's all.
How is there only 2?
That's
How
all
many of those are you?
2, literally 2. Max and I did 2 launches after having it on the dyno. But hold on, is this reading lifetime?
And no, as far as I know, this is lifetime.
No.
I mean, if it resets during a flash, it would have reset just now.
You're right. I did those like a week ago.
And the TCM is not in the transmission. It's a separate TCM module, like it's based in the trunk. So replacing the trans doesn't replace that.
This thing's only been launched twice? That is really weird. I was not expecting that at all, especially because I think the last owner, he got it tuned and everything. I figured he would have tried the launch control, but he didn't have it that long. So the car was, you know, somewhat protected. Well, now that I have the best tune in the world, it's time to install the best phone mount in the world from ProClip USA.
I've been using these for 3 years now, and they're in a bunch of my cars like my C63 AMG, my wife's supercharged Cadillac Escalade, and more, and these mounts are simply rock solid. Check out how steady the mount is in my friend's F-150, and here's the mount in my old CTS-V wagon during a leisurely, totally not wide open throttle launch. Once mounted, the thing just doesn't move, and the fit and finish is also spot on, as each mount is specifically designed for your vehicle. They put a ton of time into making these mounts look more like a factory option than a cheap afterthought, and anyone can install them in just a few minutes. ProClip USA uses a 2-part mounting system, so this is the base and it's made specifically for my GTR. Screw on the mounting pad, peel the tape, and it snaps directly into the dash and fits perfectly. Next, you just screw on your phone holder, slide in your phone, and you're done. Since you order the phone holder specifically for your Android or iPhone, it fits nice and snug, and you can even rotate your phone with ease. This is great for using navigation or if you're using a tuning or logging app, so don't bother with the cheap vent clips that block airflow or suction mounts that block your view. ProClip mounts are affordable and available for almost every car, truck, or SUV, and you're going to love them.
And the best part is, if you guys click on my link down below and use coupon code LegitStreet15, you are going to get 15% off your very own phone mount from ProClip USA. Take advantage of this limited time and limited quantity deal. You guys are going to absolutely love these things. And with that, back to the GTR.
Okay, since we got the new tune uploaded, you're just going to go drive the car. We'll go to the data logging screen. We're gonna do a one-time setup here. I'm gonna click in here and we can upload a logging profile. So you don't have to go through and select, oh, which parameter do I need or anything. It can get very confusing. We upload a profile, GTR MAF tuning 1. And then when you're ready to go, hit start.
Oh,
She's logging. My files, when you're done data logging, they'll be in here. This is the one we just did, even though it's like 13 seconds long. Send to AMS.
Wow. And then that goes to you guys.
That goes right to me.
Oh my gosh. I just want to say I'm not sponsored by EcuTech or ECU Tech, however you want to say it. I just wanted to show you guys all of this because I like to highlight the other tradesmen that are in my videos that work on my cars. You guys know I like to show off their work as well. And this is just so cool. And Miles and Jake have really just perfected their craft. I also just want to highlight the fact that these guys weren't born tuners. What did you guys start doing at AMS?
So when I first started AMS, I was a shop hand. So I was taking out the garbage, cleaning the floors, any shop tasks, driving the parts truck. Then I was in our shipping and receiving department. Went from there into our turbo kitting department, which is assembly of turbochargers. Back then we did have really hands-on. We were making our exhaust manifolds. I mean, we still are, but yeah, that consisted of assembling all the turbochargers. Went from there, I went to our kind of manufacturing department. That was assembling more than just turbochargers, assembling every kit that we made. I basically had my hands on any part that was going out the door. And then from there, yeah, I just kept working my way up. I became a tech in the shop for a little bit. I went to our R&D facility. I was a tech there for a little bit, eventually landed myself here as a tuner. And Jake has a similar story. They basically said, if you can find someone just like you who has the work ethic that you have, we need to know, we need to find him. I'm like, well, you're in luck because I have a twin brother. He's the exact same person as I am. So same thing. He was shop hand, then he was like receiving and shipping and turbo kits, kind of the same thing. Worked his way up as a tuner.
I don't want to be too cliche here, but if you guys have a dream, there's nothing in your way but yourself. Just do it. So Jake just sent over a TCU tune, which I didn't know I was getting. It's a nice little bonus there.
Yeah.
So with this TCU tune, we're not only going to get optimized shift points, but optimized line pressure as well. The factory GTRs, they like to just kind of upshift all the way to 6th gear pretty quickly driving around town. So that's going to feel much better. And then they've done a ton of testing and tuning to figure out the perfect shift point at wide open throttle as well. So very excited about that. Hang on, before we leave AMS, I got to show you something. This is so cool. See all these little white dots all over this new G80 BMW? They build their own parts in-house. So they have to scan cars to build basically everything. So if they're building an intake, they have to know what's around the intake so they don't build a pipe that runs into a reservoir. So they put these dots all over the place, scan the whole car, and they can start building parts using a very accurate method. And first start with the AMS tune. Sounds great. Running good. She's back in action. But now we have full control. All right, so we have Miles behind the wheel and we have the phone on the mount. This is perfect for data logging.
So we're sitting at this light, map switch mode, 8, and then you let it reset. And that's valet.
We're in valet mode. Let's see what this feels like.
A little wet, so let's make sure. Oh, I'm about to take it. I think I took it out of valet, is what I did.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, that's kind of still fast. Now we're in valet.
Now it should be valet. That's floored.
No, that's all the way down. Yes.
So you can't do anything fun for sure.
This is definitely like me and my wife's date night car now, because I always freak out driving really anything else. I pretty much never valet, but I guess now I could. Actually, I'm still not ever gonna trust anybody. I'll park myself. We just got done driving around for about 15 minutes.
And then that's the most recent. Send to AMS. First drive. Send.
And off to you it goes.
Yep.
I can't go nuts with testing the new features to the launch control. It has rolling anti-lag and all sorts of other cool stuff. It's raining, and I want to data log a lot more and send them just in case there's little tweaks we need to make, but mostly because of the rain. I'm back at LegitStreetCars with a special guest who is going to attempt to help me make my GTR even more special. We have Jason from Car Supplies Warehouse, and we are going to attempt to remove this kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm just gonna call this the de-ricerification of the GTR. Yeah. So we have this, which we're not sure if it's paint or PPF yet. This as well. You'd think this is a vinyl or a paint protection film that's colored because it's so thick. But if you look down here, there is some overspray, and it is possible that they just painted this bottom section and then this is vinyl. That's kind of what we're hoping for. So Jason's brought this.
Time to find out if this is paint or vinyl. It looks to be vinyl, but it looks like it's been baked on by the sun for many years. So let's see. We're gonna warm it up and see if we can get that adhesive to loosen up and make it easier to pull off. We'll start with the corner here. And, oh, look at that.
We have paint.
Ooh. Hey, actually.
Dude. No way.
Jason, this is way easier than you thought it was gonna
Yes.
be. Like, we were getting prepared for like hours and hours of like scraping paint away and trying to, you know, but this is great.
Nice.
Oh, it's not too bad. Sometimes when it's really old, it can start to like come off in little tiny pieces.
Yeah.
And it's a nightmare.
Can I try some of this? This looks very satisfying to do.
Here. Let me warm it up for you.
Thank you. Oh, this is beautiful, and the paint looks really nice underneath so far. I mean, it's a little scratched up, but that's nothing a, 40-hour paint correction can take care of, right? Oh, there's the little pieces. I think I need more heat. This is great. Yes. Oh, yeah. Like butter. Oh, this is so nice. Like, I seriously, I thought there was a good chance this was paint because they rattle canned some other stuff on this car, like that bottom of the bumper. Ow. Okay, steam is hot. Remember that. All right, we're all done with the spoiler. I love it. This looks great. This is what the factory GTR spoiler, is supposed to look like, and I've always been a big fan. I don't think it needs anything else. The black wasn't bad though. I will give it that. But yeah, this is beautiful, and our paint seems to be in really nice condition underneath, so no respray needed. We're actually gonna move on to the front. Now that we know this is vinyl, we'll get this off, but we know we can. And then we wanna see what's going on well with this. Jason already started peeling it up. How are we looking?
Looking good, looking good. It looks like they put it on pretty late because you can still see the paint is kind of scratched up and there's actually a rock chip that they filled that in, but.
Oh, you can see it right there. Yeah, they did a little touch up on this and then put the PPF over it, but all right, well, it's too bad.
So if you guys are doing this at home and you have a car or a used car that you bought, we're using a steamer just to loosen up the adhesive, make it easier to pull off. You can do it with a heat gun, or you can actually just let it sit out in the sun, let the panel get really warm, and then it should be pretty relatively easy to pull off the panel. When pulling this off, you don't want to just yank it as hard as you can. You can see I'm kind of lifting it up. I get my fingers inside there, and that's going to be the safest way to remove this without potentially removing any paint. You can see how easy it comes off when we loosen up that adhesive. Oh yeah.
Not horrible though underneath. I mean, this paint looks pretty good outside of the little rock chips.
Got a little bit of adhesive to remove, but yeah, not bad.
And then we were a little worried about maybe a color difference, but
No, it looks good.
I think after paint correction especially, it'll be
Yep.
good. So, all right, cool, good deal. The PPF on the hood is pretty interesting. It looks like super heavily scratched. So I'm hoping that's the PPF and not the car, you know, the paint underneath. It's just, it's bad. It's almost like someone did this on purpose or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, just coming up, and then, yeah, they didn't wrap underneath here, so it's right up to the edge. And this is the factory gray color for these hood scoops. And then normally this would all be gray, I'm pretty sure, but both of them have been wrapped. This is definitely a vinyl wrap. You can see here the tow hook cover. They just wrapped right over. And then I don't know what this stuff is, but we're gonna try and get it off. And then from the factory, the GTR would have a gray lip, which is totally missing on my car. And the side skirts would be that gray color as well. They color matched the rest of the body with the side skirts, which I actually don't think looks bad. You know, I think that looks great. But I'm still debating, should I just go back to stock 100% on the gray? So the side skirts, the front lip, and then the bottom portion of the rear bumper would be gray as well, or do I just keep that red? I don't know yet. Well, so far so good on the hood. You can see there's definitely some adhesive left over, but that'll come off. None of the paints has come off. Yay. Oh, and fingers crossed, because we're not, you know, we're not done yet.
Why would you say that?
I jinx myself all the time. I'm like, hey, maybe this car I bought doesn't have a broken transmission or a blown up engine, and then I don't knock on anything and it's broken. So I'm knocking on scratched PPF now. I gotta say, the adhesive that this is leaving behind almost looks like artwork that was done on the hood on purpose. It's beautiful, look at the depth. I mean, I think we just clear over this and call it a day.
Fingers are starting to get sore.
My fingers hurt.
Oh, well, now your back's gonna hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. Anybody else's fingers hurt? I didn't think so.
Yeah, this hood's definitely a lot more difficult than that vinyl wing.
Yeah. More work.
Stuff was on there. Well, we knew this was a possibility because there were a couple of rock chips. You can see they touched one up here, but here the paint came up, unfortunately. It's not the end of the world. I knew I was gonna have to get those rock chips, you know, repainted anyway, so. I mean, you did this, Jason.
I'm sorry. I'll leave.
So this works a lot better with two people, so I'm heating up the PPF right in front of where he's working, and then he can peel it up. But this is quite the task, let me tell you.
They must have used this film to darken the light. Yeah, you can see it's different than that.
Wow, not only do these headlights look really good now, but I didn't realize that they had tinted them. So we have this, nice and factory and fresh, versus this, which kind of just makes it look, you know, more dull. Wow, that is really cool.
You can see the definition of all the stuff in there now.
Yeah, right, exactly, because it's a pretty neat headlight. And are these the factory ones? Now that I'm looking at them, I'm not really sure.
So it kind of feels like there's adhesion promoters. Sometimes they do that to make sure the edges stay down. So it's a lot stickier on the edges here, and I want to just be real careful of peeling it up so I don't peel any paint. You can see how much stickier it is on the bottom here.
You just got past a rock chip, so that's good. Those are the trouble areas.
Okay, cool.
All right.
We're good.
We're almost done, and it does look like all of these scratches were in the PPF. I don't see anything here, so that's good. Obviously, though, we still have this touch-up, but that is a job for O'Hare Auto Body. They're gonna be doing all the paint work on the car. And we'll see how much is needed, if any, for the front bumper. I don't know. It looks to have been pretty well protected here. We'll see what this looks like. Hopefully the gray's in good shape. We're done with the hood. Look at all of this. Oh, man. Well, thank you, PPF, for protecting some parts of the car. I'm assuming the rock chips were there before, but you never know. Could have been a big rock that got through. I don't know. Right down to the primer. That's a shame. Next up is the fender, and check this out. They didn't wrap all the way to the edge because it's really difficult with the headlight right here. But of course, a little rock chip happened right there. And if they'd just gone a little bit further, this wouldn't have happened either. And guys, I show you all these little tiny things that need to be, touched up because this is the real world. Like in videos and in pictures, cars look perfect. But if you really want to make it perfect, you got to fix all the little stuff, which I'm going to be doing. So there's just a big difference between like flipping a car. I know a lot of people are going to ask, how much money do you have into this car after everything you did? So was it really a good deal? And it's like, well, if I was going to flip it, I would just send this down the street for a $300 detail and flip it, and it would sell and I'd make a lot of money on it. But I'm making this car just perfect for myself. So yeah, it will cost more money, but you take two different paths depending on what you want to do with the car. And right now my path is Jason with his blue glove ripping off fender PPF. Yay. God, it's like great. This is in such good condition, but then you got stuff like this and this, and it almost makes it not matter because we'll have to paint and blend into the fender. So
That sucks.
yeah, it does.
The hardest part is picking up a little spot.
Yeah, there we go. So this gives us maybe a little bit of a chance that the taillights were tinted with film.
It could be.
That'd be nice. Oh no, couldn't do it in one shot.
You got a little bit of corner there.
Okay. I think they wrapped this and painted it.
Really?
There's over,
there's
dude.
something
Yeah, there's
on it.
underneath.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What's underneath?
They did a bad job at painting and just covered it up.
No, that's not painted.
Oh wait, oh, is that the gray?
Yeah.
Oh, that is the gray. Oh, no way. Wow. Are those factory Nissan like tape lines? That is a Nissan, I guess, at the end of the day, right? Oh man, this is gonna look great. I love this gray color. I think it's cool. This is weird.
Yeah, that is weird. It has like air pockets in it too, so it makes me think it's like some sort of film. It feels like an overlay almost. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
No.
Oh, I see why they did it now.
Whatever, I was already planning on getting all of this repainted anyway, but look at this. They were fixing up a little spot of the front bumper.
You can see they sanded it all the way up
Yep.
here. It just keeps going.
Yeah, I bet you they bumped something right in this little nose area. Okay. Well, it was fun while it lasted here. I thought we were good to go on this front part, but whatever. It's going to O'Hare for some paint work. It's okay.
Underneath is up.
It's like, what is that? Is that like foil?
It is foil.
It's like lizard skin. What kind of voodoo magical foil film is this? What in the world? Look at that. And then it's like another layer of it.
It must be an overlay that they just, a piece that they replaced. Probably just take this whole thing out, maybe.
Maybe they just replaced this and just a whole,
Could be.
it's like a whole new piece that snaps in or something.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's okay. I'll look this up. We might have to just order a new one, but there's no point in removing this just yet. More paint work.
Yeah, just. Ouch.
It looks so bad. And just a little over here that came off. All right, well, yeah, front bumper definitely getting painted. Look at the difference between the panel that is wrapped and the fender that's not wrapped. I mean, the red just is so bright and nice, and then this just looks a little faded. That's it for the front, guys. Here is the real world of buying a car from an auction. You might find stuff like this. Overall, I think we're in good shape. No parts need to be replaced. They just need to be refinished. And the red paint actually does look really great under the wrap, so that's nice. It's all getting redone anyway. All right, so my only saving grace here on potentially not having to send something out to the body shop would be this rear bumper, and this is a very big rear bumper. I mean, look at this thing. It goes all the way over there. It's got a big back end to it.
I like big butts.
That's right.
No surprises back here.
Seriously. There we go. Definitely vinyl.
It's different. It's much, much thicker.
Really?
Yeah.
So far it's coming off pretty nice. Oh, that's just dirt and adhesive there. Wow. What was that? Oh, that's not bad, right?
Yeah, one little scratch there, but
Why is there always got to be one little scratch? Come on. It's going to bother me on a car like this. I want it perfect. I just like to point this stuff out, by the way. I just took the plate off, but yeah, the screws were just totally rusted in here. We're going to have to cut these off. Oh no.
What?
No.
I think they just put, wait a minute.
Is that film over film or is that film over paint? Have you ever seen a double film job?
Not like this. I don't know why they would do that.
Come on. This looks like a matte or a satin. I wonder if they didn't like that, so then they just went over it with the gloss.
Let's try that again.
Deja vu. Please don't be paint. Please don't be paint. Okay. All right.
Yeah, this is much thinner than that.
So far, so good. No big chunks of missing paint yet. Come on now. Yes, this side looks good. The only thing is their paint job kind of bled up. These are separate pieces. There's a line here, and their paint job went into the majority of the bumper there. That can maybe come off though, right?
I got something that may be able to take that off, yes.
Can you take this off? Is that an inlay?
Yeah, it's an inlay. It's separate.
Oh, okay, that's separate too.
Yeah.
I gotta say the rear bumper of a GTR is kind of intricate. And we even have this little section here too, so yeah. Here's what the back end looked like before, and here's what it looks like after. Actually, we're gonna try and get this stuff off if there's something to take off. This might have been painted. Yeah, there's a run right there. These are definitely painted, so we'll have to sand these down at some point. We're gonna remove probably the nicest piece of old PPF on this car that I don't think, knock on GTR, will have any issues with, but there is PPF right here. And this is a really good color difference you can see here. So it's nice to get this old stuff off because it can get yellowed and just change the color of your car over time. That is, of course, unless you're using optical defense from Car Supply's warehouse, and that is what eventually we'll put back on the GTR. Then we'll be protected for, how long does that sub last?
10 years.
10 years, all right. Self-healing, we'll be able to scratch it up.
Yep.
So far, so good on the paint. So this came off without a hitch, no issues whatsoever. Looks really good. And Jason got this one off as well, no scratches. We have a little strip here on the mirror. It kind of went a little bare bones on some of this kit. Like, why not just do the rest of the mirror? But I don't know. I'm grateful for any PPF on the car. And wait a minute, is this, did they paint that?
Yeah, it looks painted. You can see the red underneath.
Man, I'm like, oh, I don't have to paint the mirrors. Now I got to paint the mirrors probably.
It's weird that you can see the red underneath. Oh,
yeah, I thought that was factory GTR. Oh, wait, there's a sticker on the bottom here. Oh, it does say Nissan, but the sticker is over this. So maybe this is factory painted and it just got some rock chips. I don't know. These they painted as well, so we'll have to sand those down or get new ones. We'll see how cheap those are. So I am gonna do all the performance mods to the GTR before we mint out the body, the paint, the cosmetics and everything. So I don't wanna drive it around with a hood like this because it's very sticky. And Jason's brought some tar remover.
Tar and glue remover, yep.
Right.
Yeah, you just spray it on there, you let it soak a little bit, and it'll kind of loosen up this adhesive, and then we'll just rub it off with a microfiber.
Sweet.
Takes a little bit. You can see I did that spot already.
Yeah, the spot's done, looking good. It's not sticky.
So the longer you let it sit there, it'll kind of do its magic and kind of loosen all that. So you just don't want to get it on plastic pieces because it will melt rubber and plastic. It's a solvent.
Well, that's good to know. I had no idea. I was just about to go nuts on every plastic
Yeah, you don't want to do
piece
that. You'll ruin the headlights.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to spend about the next 3 hours removing glue, but I just wanted to show you Jason's new ride really quick. He bought a Benz, a Metris with a turbo 4-cylinder, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, it is.
What are you gonna do with this thing, man? This, like, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, I have plans for it. So I want to build out a mobile detailing unit, a self-sufficient battery-operated mobile detailing unit. So, and then kind of go around the country and do trainings and shows with it and go out and everything. So I'm excited for it.
Very nice. What was this before? Or is this just how they come?
This is how it came. You know, I have a feeling that this van used to have seats in it. So it has leather seats, and normally with the Metrises, you have 3 rows of other seats, and normally the cargo vans come with fabric seats. So I think there was a headliner. I think they just tore it all out and made it into a cargo van. So
okay,
I'm happy I got leather. So
very nice, very nice. So mobile detail van, probably a build coming along. I'll keep you guys posted if you want to follow that. Those are always fun to watch.
Yep.
Very cool. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it, dude.
Thank you.
Well, after about 2 hours, I got all the glue off of the hood and our beautiful headlights, and I gave it a wash. The first wash it's ever had under my ownership. So GTR is looking awesome, you know, outside of little details, but this is really cool. I really like how the back end looks now. Yeah, I don't know. I think I might go with the gray bottom. I'm thinking gray bottom, gray lip, and the body color matched side skirts, maybe? Anyway, we're off to Fluid Motor Union now to continue to de-hackify my GTR. We are at Fluid Motor Union. If you guys are in the Chicagoland area and looking for an excellent dealership alternative, Fluid Motor Union in Naperville, Illinois is definitely the place to be. They will fix your car right the first time, and they do a lot of normal maintenance and repairs and a ton of really cool, crazy stuff. You guys have seen the work that OJ and the team have done on some of my cars. That's why we're here. We're gonna do some more of that work on the GTR exhaust. All right, OJ is giving the GTR a once over. This is his first time checking it out. Of course, he noticed the winter tires right away. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that Bondo?
Yeah. It's a used car, OJ. All right.
You just don't usually see GTRs to beat, you know?
I know.
I'm not saying this is beat, but I guess we'll have to look at it.
Right, right. Good bones. It's got good bones. This is easily fixed, OJ, but what's underneath and what I'm about to show you, I mean, for you guys, is also easily fixed, but it's pretty rough. All right, OJ, so here's what we got. Stock turbos, stock cats, and it looks like this stuff here is aftermarket because I think cats go right in this area too, right? Secondaries?
Yeah, there's a lot of like systems you can get. This doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
It's just their way of getting the exhaust to the back of the car. Kind of a mismatch here of the larger diameter into the small. Is that stock?
I mean, I don't know, but honestly, OJ, the real party, it starts in the back here. Really.
Underneath the
it's under
shield
it's
here?
under the carbon fiber. Yeah, I don't even want you to peek yet.
Let's
you
get it
gotta
down.
get the full view here. The best way to describe this exhaust is they went to like just a normal muffler shop and they asked the guy to do it for cash on the side.
You always know you're in for a treat when you see missing hardware.
Yeah. You ready for this?
I won't look up, hold on.
I mean, OJ's probably seen a ton of really bad exhausts, but I mean, it is a GTR, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to see the thought process here.
It's got pipes.
So I believe this is stock, this Y.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just eliminate the muffling of the factory setup. Optimized.
I mean, the exhaust does flow through here. They got that part down. It's just, hold on, maybe that's my rattle.
Could be.
Yeah, there is what seems to be an exhaust
You're missing
rattle.
one on one side, so.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, that's that.
Aluminized mild steel piping in place of, I don't know, this is like 400 series stainless, I think.
It was budget.
And I like the thought to keep the pipes together. You don't want those expanding any faster, so. You know.
I've come up with a new name for this kind of stuff with Ivan at Cannonball, and this person was just being fiscally responsible. They put the rest of the money into an IRA, OJ. That's what they did.
I don't know if you're gonna sell me on that one. It's like, let me devalue my car so I could save money elsewhere.
We're just gonna get right to work in removing pretty much all this hacked up exhaust. So I took out all the screws for this guy. Ooh, now we can get these flanges much easier. And the O2 sensors are upstream of this pipe here, which means we can remove this entire exhaust and I can still take OJ for a ride with open turbos and downpipes. OJ's not messing around at all. We're going right for the oxy-acetylene torch.
If I see rust, I don't even start any other way, man. It's just not worth the time. Rounding something out and breaking it. If you've got a torch, just pull it out.
I gotta get a torch. You guys have been telling me to get a torch forever. You're right. I definitely need one. Makes life so much easier. It's too easy, OJ.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Nice.
That's a great sign. Nope, it's good.
Was it the heat, OJ, or is it the OJ?
No. I'd like to say it was me, but.
Oh,
Still hot.
Oh, skill right there. A couple of hangers back here. Everything's coming off nice and easy though, which is good. This is all covered up, with that big carbon fiber panel. Very easy. I know the car cosmetically has some issues, but like I said, the bones are really good. We can get a really good look at the floor pan in here and the frame and the crash bar. That all looks factory. All of this looks good. Nothing's crunched up. Let's get in there.
Okay, well, it's separated. Now we got to see if we can move it back.
Got this little side support bar out of the way. Kind of ties in the frame rails, this one here and this one here.
Little extra stiffening.
Yeah. Exhaust is coming out. Oh, these tips are huge.
What are we stuck on?
The tips actually bolt on and off, it seems like. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. Woo!
Good catch.
Okay. Almost lost a face on that one. We got it out. Never to be back in my GTR again.
I'm thinking, Alex, that
Yeah.
they built this inside of the car, which is why that was difficult.
Yeah.
For this little bit.
It's a good possibility. That's maybe why top welds don't look the best. Well, anywho, exhaust is off.
All right, let's clean up and you can listen to this thing.
Looking good, looking good. Definitely still had cats. Let's see what this sounds like. All right, here we go. No exhaust start. All right, kind of sounds the same so far. I don't know why I'm going back here to hear the exhaust. I guess I'm just used to it. We should be right here-ish. You want to give it a little? Oh.
They're a little underwhelming with the cats on.
Dude, but you know what? That's got me excited though, because if we do a freer flowing exhaust, we'll be able to hear the turbos like we're hearing right now.
Oh yeah.
Because we can hear a little. Here, give it another one. Yeah. I could not hear the turbo spooling down or anything before. That's awesome. And then we'll have, you know, better downpipes and everything. This is gonna be great, guys. This is gonna sound awesome.
How do you feel about it shooting fire?
I like fire.
I've got something for that.
OJ's got something that'll make fire, and not an oxyacetylene torch. We're gonna make our own out of a GTR. I love this red. It looks so good. It's actually pretty similar to this Lambo. Like, if this thing wasn't dusty, like, look at this door. Okay, yeah, it's a little lighter. I don't know. I like my red. Oh, I got pink eye. That headlight's going out. I keep finding stuff I have to fix. God, I mean, for a car that looks this good, it needs some stuff. All right, we got OJ behind the wheel. I'm leaving the GTR with OJ and I'm taking that home. My E55 wagon, I'm so excited. It's been a while. You know, we're in spring right now, so I haven't seen this thing throughout the whole winter, basically. A little rattly, you know, with no exhaust.
With that exhaust dumping right underneath.
Yeah,
us.
little droney in here. What's the highest horsepower GTR you've driven?
900?
Wow.
I think an AMS 900 kit.
Wow. Hey!
Got a pop.
Wanted to shoot a flame. It's shooting it right down to the ground. Not bad, right?
Oh yeah. I mean,
These things haul.
GTR is kind of like a solve all your problems for speed.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something, it's hard to beat dollar-wise.
Right.
Dollar-wise.
It's funny, these cars still sell for exactly what they sold for new now. You know, back in 2009, they were like 60, 65 grand. That they've just held that solid.
Talk about holding your value, right?
Yeah.
Get a little bit of a roll here.
That trans is just spot on.
Yeah, the trans does feel pretty good.
Oh, it feels great.
A lot of these feel, I don't want to call it clunky, but they're definitely something going on, especially if you push them at all.
Yeah.
They just start shifting weird, feeling a little weird.
Well, we do have the new TCU tune, and it feels great. And then obviously the transmission is slightly built. It's their stage 1 with a few other add-ons, probably like a stage 1.5 or something. But yeah, trans is spot on, engine's good. Man, I cannot wait to get this exhaust.
So you can hear kind of what we're dealing with now. I mean, this isn't overwhelming by any means. We're basically dumping straight pipes behind the catalytic converters. It's like a little underwhelming, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
that's just the way I feel about them. Also, they've got that weird tone that V6s make. The nice thing is the turbo spool. I think there's ways to get you a little bit more turbo spool. It's not going to be crazy loud unless you really start forcing in the air and up at the cylinder pressures. These things really don't get super loud because of the turbos. I mean, turbo's a natural muffler, right? But that being said, I think there's some things we can do with the exhaust that should give you the best of both worlds. You know?
All right, OJ, OJ hasn't told me anything, but all he said is he's given this little OJ laugh, and then he's told me he's got ideas, and I don't know exactly. Can you just give us a little?
Have you looked for exhaust for this thing?
I've Googled. There's a million exhaust kits for a GTR.
There's got to be probably. It probably wouldn't be an understatement to say there's like over 100. Like it's ridiculous. There's anything you could want. So that turns me off right away. Like, what can I do that hasn't been done? The idea would be to accentuate the turbo spool. You're not going to get a whole ton more volume out of this thing, but you don't really want volume. You kind of want to get rid of some of that rasp in the middle, which we're really good at, and clean it up a lot. So will it be louder? In certain modes, it might be louder, but it probably won't be overall louder. This will be something that you could still switch to a quieter mode, and it'll probably sound like stock.
Okay, so that, I think that's the dead giveaway right there, OJ. I'm reading between the lines. I heard the word mode and switch.
But you're forgetting something, which was the fire.
And fire. So, all right. So we got a few little hints from OJ on what's to come in the next video for the exhaust. We're going to kick off the next GTR video here at Fluid with all of their amazing exhaust work, and then it's going to continue on with a bunch of modifications that end up on a dyno. So the next GTR video is going to take a little bit of time because we're doing a ton to it, but this car is going to be completely transformed in the performance department in the next one, and then we're going to get back into all of the cosmetics, all the stuff that we kind of unraveled, you know, with Jason.
Yeah, I can't wait to be part of it, and I'm excited for you, man.
Yeah, it's going to be great. If you guys have seen my other videos with fluid and exhaust systems, you know it's going to be good. So anyway, with that, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, share the video with your friends, subscribe if for some crazy reason you haven't already. Check out Fluid Motor Union on YouTube. I'll leave all their information down below. Most importantly, have an awesome day. I'll see all of you in the next video.
Let's stop up here. Oh, it exited the app. Open. Did something come down and I like clicked out?
I don't know.
I'm an iPhone user, so I feel like that was user error.
So I can't go nuts yet. I can't go crazy with doing the. I can't go nuts with testing stuff like the boost. Hey Donnie. Hey Donnie. Hey Donnie. Donnie. Can you just film me getting this under shield thing off? So since I do need to drive this car before we, hang on, let me try this again.